Well, hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so Alliance War videos are back. So this is a War 1 of Season 26, I believe. Is it 26 or 27? I'll check later, but this is War 1. Right, so ASR is taking up Made in Brazil. So they are a very tough opponent. And overall, even though there has not been any meaningful significant change to Alliance War, really, attack tactics are busted. However, the rewards have been updated and then they are significantly juicier than they were before. And as we all know by now, bribery does work. Therefore, the alliance engagement in Alliance War has been increased across the board. So I do believe that there are a lot more people that will be trying harder in Alliance War than they did in the past couple of seasons, even though underlying problems with the game modes definitely still persist. That being said, let's see how I got on. So I actually joined war quite late this time around because I was grinding, and then I figured I can just do both sections in one go, and that's also, well, partially kind of a reason why I'm using these Alliance War boosts. I have been holding on to these for like forever. I have had them for like 3 seasons now at this point, and I don't know, I never found good enough reasons to use them, I guess. But first war, I definitely do not want to start the season with a death. Therefore, boosting up quite big. And first, I have Path 2 in Section 1, and the first fight is Immortal Abomination. Now, this one has Strike Counter Fury node, and even though the relevant defensive tactic is that high ground, which is basically anti-quake defensive tactic, the key aspect is that most of the good Alliance War defenders do not benefit from it, including Immortal Abomination, though. So even though people are using anti-quake defensive tactic, Quake is not going to be going anywhere. And with that, well, Quake's back here again. Now I have 2 Quake fights in this war, and the rest of them I will be using other champions. And yeah, so Immortal Abomination, Strike Counter Fury node, but with Quake, Strike Counter Fury node does not exist because you do not hit the opponent, therefore they do not get the Furies. Therefore, it is super straightforward and easy fight. Absolutely nothing to worry about here, just casual Quake play. And the fight is over minute and 20 seconds it's gonna be, or something like that. So yeah, not much to worry about here. Did not finish with a full perfect yellow bar, did take a hit and a block, but you know, it happened. Now I'm going to be moving on to the next fight, and that is Mr. Negative. This is going to be my very first time I deal with Mr. Negative in Alliance War, and I actually have hardly ever fought him, but I'm going to be using Nick Fury, and this one also does have the Strike Counter Fury node with Brute Force, and this one is a tiny bit scarier, but my Nick Fury is rank 3, he does have that second life thing, and I am boosted properly. And here I did get confused slightly because of the reverse controls. I forgot that he can apply those when he gets knocked down, and that would also include, well, heavy attacks. But in general, I do have class advantage. He's not bleed immune, so I'm not overly intimidated by him, especially after having played around with him myself fair amount and looking him drop 2k crits on his level 2 special attacks. I very well realize that unless he gets level 2 off on me with like 20 dark energy, which is borderline impossible, there's very little to be afraid of this guy. He really hits like a noodle. And yeah, so we can see that his health is rapidly draining, and a minute in the fight, it is over. Now I'm going to be going on to my section 2. And my section 2 path is number 6, and this is the Rage node. Now, I could have used Dr. Doom, and I was thinking about using Dr. Doom, but I figured since I do have Quake with me, I'm just gonna Quake it. So I'm gonna fast forward here a fair amount because there's nothing eventful in this fight really. Just a fairly slow Quake fight because of the Rage node. My amount of damage I can do is capped, but 2 minutes or minute and 50 the fight is over. Very easy way to deal with rage. Once again, it is just, if the defender does not benefit from the global, Quake still works perfectly fine and destroys everything. And in case of like Captain Marvel movie, yes, she benefits from global, but any Mystic with energy damage just absolutely destroys her. So I'm gonna bring in Dr. Doom, and that is gonna be just about enough, I suppose you can say. So you can see that she drops a level 1, sure, why not? What difference does it make anyways? I'm gonna drop my level 1, then I'm gonna drop another level 1 in a moment, and that will be pretty much it. 25 seconds, Captain Marvel movie is down, so very easy, very straightforward fight. Then I do have some mini boss action here first against this Cable, so he has Vigorous Assault and the Recovery node active. And I could Quake this very easily, would have absolutely zero problems, but I do understand that you guys don't like to see Quake fights, and that was actually the main deciding factor in this case, because I was obviously extremely confident with Dr. Doom as well. So I figured I'll just bring in Dr. Doom. There will be a mistake in this fight, though. There will be a mistake in a moment, so I'm not too afraid to punish those level 1s. However, I will dash in, I think, after a heavy attack. And yeah, he's gonna drop level 2, of whom I'm gonna escape barely. There is gonna be a very, very big scare moment that is gonna be indicative of some mistakes that I make later on. So here, I wanted to bait out, and here I got parried, but thanks to Max Limber, I managed to evade out of the way. Man, that was that did definitely catch my attention. I was like, from this point forward, no shenanigans allowed. So I did nearly mess up, but luckily, yes, due to Max Limber and Nimble Fingers, in the end I did escape that level 2. It would have been, I don't think I would have died from a single Cable's level 2, because the damage is not really the greatest on it. But, you know, it would have hurt. It definitely would have hurt. So, since he did not have too much power, and he has not procced any buffs so far as well, I did not get into a Doom cycle, but I did drop level 2, and that was pretty much all she wrote. Now, at this point I was out of energy, but I was tasked to deal with that Immortal Hulk mini-boss as well. And this was a bit of a dodgy fight, because against Immortal Hulk, I have noticed myself, and I did some fights with him before, I often end up accidentally parrying this guy, and that is the one thing that you do not want to do in this fight, because if you parry, you get stun reflected, and then you get stunned. And also I was thinking, should I use 3 indestructible 3 boost or not? Now obviously Nick Fury does have second life, and I was fairly confident that I don't really need it, but I did happen to have 1 in my overflow, so I was like, yeah, well, I might as well use it just to be absolutely sure. And with that, you can see I accidentally parry him twice, not once, but twice in this fight. It's something to do with his like longer reach on his animations, or I don't know. I try to kind of like put up my block early, but it's not going to be when I block after my combos. It's going to be when he dashes in at me and I'm trying to bait out special attack. So here is the first time, but luckily Indestructible 3 boost kind of saved me up, so I hardly lost any health here thus far. And again, I still have the real Nick Fury phase, so I'm still very, very comfortable, confident, and safe. And Immortal Hulk is going down plentifully fast anyways, so not too stressed about anything there, but he's gonna catch me exactly in the same manner once again. But hey, you know, fair enough. It wasn't anything too dangerous. Plus, on top of it, Nick Fury inflicts most of his damage through damage over time effects. And also we can see, if I manage to get Immortal Hulk down before he reaches 15 gamma charges, then his immortality will not activate. That is the thing that I am focused on most. If I can get him down before he gets to 15 gamma charges, which I should hopefully be able to do, his immortality will not activate, and I will not have to deal with that whole unblockable phase and him healing back up and all that other stuff. So I'm just trying to keep my eye on his gamma charge. He's at 11 at this point, and he goes down, and that's it. We can see that he didn't go immortal. And that was all for my contribution in this war. However, an alliance mate of mine sent through his fight in the against that Purgatory mini boss that we're going to be able to see there once again. So against that Purgatory mini boss that we see there on the left side, which has the stun immunity and hazard shift, poison, and incinerate. And since where is that fight? Did I download it? Yes. 1 second. So this was the scoring after I had done my fight. So the war wasn't quite over at that point. We had 1 death lead, and we were ahead in exploration, but it was still incredibly tight. So definitely huge props to Made in Brazil. However, then we have this fight that is against Purgatory. And he's going to be using Red Hulk. Now, typically I don't really showcase fights from my teammates, but this one I did find quite interesting because it's Purgatory and it's a brand new defensive placement, and it's a fair enough fight and a good chance to showcase why Red Hulk is as good as he is for Alliance War. You can see that there are some very, very big numbers as a secondary damage already. If he dealt 8k damage with his like level 1 crit, then it was like another 15k in his secondary. So we can see that she's going down extremely rapidly now. Here she goes for a level 2, but he wades it perfectly, and yeah, once again, just drops a level 1 with a ton of extra damage. She's in assassin's range at this point, and he's probably just going to try and bait out a level 1 to punish and finish off the fight. But even hitting through block Purgatory just gets absolutely wasted. So if you do see Purgatory there, Red Hulk is a great option. And this is the screenshot that I took just now as I was recording the video. I did not want to leave it too late because I need to get back to my Overseer grind. But we can see that at this point we have this war in the bag. We only have 1 fight remaining to do. However, we have 9 defensive kills versus we kept our deaths still down to 4. It's not a perfect start of the season, but considering that we had extended off season, this is the first war of the season, and the defensive tactics are technically kind of new. Even though I do expect that by mid-season there would to be a lot of 1-2 death wars, to be honest. But hey, we are starting the season with a win, and that is exactly what matters the most. And there we go. That will do for today's video. As I said, I will try to upload every single war video this season. So do me a favor. Please do show me that you do like, appreciate, and enjoy them. Hit those like buttons and share them with your friends, with your alliance mates, and everybody else. That being said, see you guys. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about